Good morning and welcome back to Boise Entrepreneur Week. My name is Tobin Dixon and I'm the Deputy District Director for the Small Business Administration here in the Boise District Office. And I'm with Michele Marshall with the Idaho Manufacturers Alliance. And we'll just get started talking a little bit about onshoring and, excuse me, and some of the resources available to manufacturers. So Michele, maybe why don't you start and tell us a little bit about IMA and the programs you offer, and then a little bit about the workforce side of onshoring.
Absolutely, honored to participate. Thank you for having us. And Idaho Manufacturing Alliance is a 12-year-old organization that was founded by a manufacturer for manufacturers to wrestle with all the issues that come up in owning a small, medium, or even a large business. I'd like to give kudos to Sherry Johnson and her husband Jeff Johnson, former owners of Johnson Thermal Systems. She was the founder, and really what it came out of is, who do I talk to about the challenges that are facing me running a small business? Started in their garage, and most of us know what Johnson Thermal Systems is all about today. And as we look at being the voice, Idaho Manufacturing Alliance, which I'll refer to as IMA, we are the voice of manufacturing. While we do have a membership community that you're welcome to talk to me at some point about, anybody out there in the audience, whenever you like, we are here to help anybody in Idaho start up, get bigger, address issues. The primary challenges that we see and hear that are facing manufacturers as they look at reshoring or starting up are workforce, supply chain and logistics, economic uncertainty. And that, Tobin, is what you're going to talk to us about a little bit more in a moment. I've been with the organization for 5 years, first as a corporate sponsor, then a volunteer, and now in my new chapter of professional engagement, I'm a team member. But Tobin, what are some of the resources that a manufacturer can look at as it relates to capital investment?
Yeah, okay. And before launching into that, let me just give you a little bit of background too for the Small Business Administration, what we do. We like to summarize what we do with 3 C's and a D. I'm going to start backwards. The D is for disaster. We actually have a disaster arm of SBA that maybe you've heard about with the EIDL loans, the PPP that came out of COVID. And that is the only part of our agency that provides direct loans. So the 3 C's include capital, and that's what we're probably most known for, is our capital programs. And those are our primary capital programs are all actually loan guarantees. We don't actually make loans directly to the public or to small businesses, but we empower your traditional lenders, banks and credit unions and nonprofit lenders to be able to make loans they otherwise couldn't, and at better rates and terms than they otherwise would. So that's kind of a little bit about the 1 C, the capital. Another C is we do a lot of contracting work. So the certifications for small business, for women-owned business, veteran-owned business to do work with the federal government. So the federal government is the largest buyer of goods in the world. And 23% of all federal purchases are supposed to go to small businesses. So one of those C's then that SBA does is the contracting work to certify businesses to be able to help with doing work or bidding on federal contracts. And then the 3rd C is our counseling arm, and that's where we have mostly do a lot of our technical assistance and counseling for small businesses through our resource partners like SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, the SCORE mentorship program, Women's Business Center, and we have other partners as well. But that's the 3rd C. So 3 C's and a D. So circling back to your question, Michele, on the capital side, manufacturing right now is obviously a very big topic at the federal level, and there's been a lot of new rollout of programs through SBA and kind of the manufacturing initiative. And a couple of those, I'll just start right off the top. One is just recently announced that any loan, SBA-backed loan done to manufacturers that's $750,000 or less, we are waiving the guarantee fee for those loans. We have a new MARC loan. It's the manufacturer's access to revolving credit. It's a new revolving line of credit up to $5 million for manufacturers. just is being rolled out, so we're trying to train our lenders right now on how that program can work for them, but it's another avenue. We have a working capital pilot program as well that's about a year old, that is kind of borrowed from our export working capital program, but it's made for domestic and exporting, but it's a perfect tool for manufacturers to do asset-based lending or transaction-based lending to help manufacturers with a revolving line of credit. I feel like there's one other thing that I'm forgetting on that line, but the other things that we're doing right now at SBA is we have a hotline for any small business really to call in and tell our Office of Advocacy where are the pain points for manufacturers or small businesses in general with the bureaucracy in the federal government, with the idea that our Office of Advocacy is hoping that they can reduce bureaucracy pain points such that to save small businesses up to $100 billion a year. We have another neat tool that's on our online of sba.gov. You can find our manufacturing portal. And it's really it's a portal, it's a tool that small business and manufacturers in particular that can go to and look for US-based resources to help with their supply chains, to help source out their supplies with US-based made products, to help again with the whole manufacturing supply chain. So that's the shotgun approach of a lot of things that we're doing at SBA to help manufacturers. But there's a lot of, it's difficult to onshore manufacturing. And so maybe you can talk a little bit about, from the IMA perspective, what some of those things are.
Thank you for sharing all of those resources. And it is complex. There are so many participating members in the ecosystem working to empower and enable manufacturers just to get started or to grow. I'd like to highlight one, Vessel. Our IMA Executive Director, Gina Robeson, is working very closely with Derek and Molly from Vessel to help launch a platform that would bring most of the ecosystem closer together. It's like, where do we go for what resource? Because it's vast and it's very challenging to navigate. What I'm going to talk about right now is a big piece of one of those solutions, which is workforce solutions. 10 years ago, the United States Chamber of Commerce launched a program called Talent Pipeline Management, or TPM. There were 5 initial participating states, and what it was about was applying supply chain approach to streamlining, hiring, upskilling, and pipelining talents, because you can have all the great ideas, you can find the money and the capital assets, but who is going to do the work? And today there are 43 states participating in TPM, and Idaho's Workforce Development Council has identified IMA to participate and provide solutions to manufacturers to have this discussion. Whether you're looking for 2 people or 200, we help bring together this framework of an employer collaborative to talk about, well, if we're all hiring in this particular area, whether that's rural or not, how do we do it together? What are we looking for? How do we align with job descriptions? What do we do for the interviewing process, and et cetera? So really, our program at IMA under TPM is called Empowering Idaho's Manufacturers Through Workforce Solutions, or EDGE. So as Tobin and I talk about all of these different acronyms, all of these different resources, all of these different dots to connect, it really starts with the conversation. Reach out to us, helping you, point you in the right direction. And it is our goal at IMA to look at how we present a visual of all of the resources available for manufacturers in the ecosystem, no matter your size, including what is offered by the SBA.
Yeah, and I think that's a fantastic point, that the best thing in my, I'm a native Idahoan, and the best thing about Idaho is I feel like we're very collaborative. And so whether it's a federal agency, the employees of a federal agency here in Idaho, we really work a lot and alongside our partners like IMA. And there's a lot of resources out there that people really don't know about. And so I think there's an advantage for you in Idaho in particular, just because of the collaboration. A lot of us, we know about the different resources, and we work together a lot. And so please reach out to us and or IMA if you have any questions on these things. I will mention on the national level, one of the other things SBA has done is we recently signed an MOU with the U.S. Department of Labor to just make sure that our agencies are really communicating closely on the labor side of the needs as well. And I think the U.S. Department of Labor has a program, the Apprenticeship Program. Are you familiar with that, Michelle? I'm not sure.
I am.
Are you? Okay. Maybe you can speak to that more than I can, but I do know that SBA is trying to link arms with Department of Labor as well to help also on the workforce side of things.
Very excited about the work that we're doing in the apprenticeship group. Our executive director, Gina Robeson, worked in Department of Labor before she came to IMA, so has a background in apprenticeship. And we are on our 4th cohort of individuals for a semiconductor firm in town to launch together very openly with them, having rural employees, interns, etc. It's a complex program, requires a lot of work, a lot of government oversight, but IMA is helping with apprenticeship programs across a number of different employers.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It is.
Wow.
Creating the workforce of the future and the present.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to share about IMA or the work you're doing?
Based on the time we have, I'd like to encourage any of you to reach out to info@idmfg.org. Write down what you'd like to learn about or know. Myself or one of my colleagues will reach out to you. We're here to help no matter your relationship with IMA. Would love to meet with you and talk with you no matter the size, number of employees, or challenge. We're here to help, we're here to serve.
Okay, thank you. And same thing with SBA. We're a local office here in Boise. We serve all of Southern Idaho and Eastern Oregon. Please reach out to us. There's a lot of resources available to you, and we'd love to get you started down that path. And so please reach out to us as well. And appreciate you watching. We'll be right back, but first, a word from our sponsor. Thank you.